As the co-founder of a PE firm, I sat through a lot of presentations over the years where someone is trying to sell me their business. These pitches were often incredibly passionate, optimistic, and enthusiastic, but many of them had one major problem. They sounded like an emotional sales pitch. And the moment that happens, sophisticated buyers start getting skeptical. How come? Because buyers start off in logic mode. They are actively looking for risk, for things that could possibly go wrong, for reasons not to buy. So if your presentation feels overly polished, overly hyped, or conveniently misses out the ugly parts, you may actually be lowering your chances of a deal rather than increasing them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to craft an exit narrative that completely change the entire dynamic of the deal, from you chasing buyers to buyers chasing and competing for you. And by the end, you'll understand why the best seller presentations don't sell at all. They strategically guide buyers from an initial logical mindset into an emotional, I want to buy this business mindset. Before we get started though, if you're currently thinking about selling your business in the next 1 to 5 years, what you're about to learn in this video is just one example of the many things we guide our clients through at Presale Prep. So if you want to get the absolute best deal possible when you exit your business, click the link below this video where you can watch a short video that gives you more details. Okay, let's dive in with how to begin your presentation for maximum impact. Here's what I've noticed. Most owners walk into the sale process thinking, if I can just show them how amazing this business is, the buyers will get excited. And I understand that completely. After all, you've spent years, maybe decades, building this thing. You know the sacrifices you've made, the sleepless nights, the risks. So you probably feel somewhat attached to your company. And when it's time to present the company, you naturally want to emphasize the upside, like a proud parent. But as I said before, at first, buyers aren't looking at your business emotionally. They want to examine it analytically. They're asking themselves questions like, how stable is revenue? What happens if the owner leaves? Are margins real? How concentrated are customers? Is growth repeatable? What's hidden beneath the surface? So let me show you how we do presentations differently. When we help owners prepare their narrative, we're not creating hype. We're creating a logical progression that leads the buyer toward confidence. We start with what the buyer wants to see first, not what the seller wants to talk about first. That's a huge distinction. So early in the deck, we're addressing things like financial performance, revenue quality, customer concentration, growth strategy, margins, market positioning, operational risks, management team, systems and processes. In other words, we address the buyer's logical checklist first, because until buyers feel comfortable, they won't emotionally engage. Next, why buyers become more interested when you talk about the bad parts of your business. Many business owners are surprised by this, but the best presentations I've seen don't pretend the business is perfect. They acknowledge reality. They show the strengths, but they also show the warts. Because ironically, that transparency builds trust faster than almost anything else. Because buyers already know your business isn't flawless. No business is. So when an owner openly discusses challenges, risks, or operational weaknesses, the buyer stops wondering, what are they hiding? And starts thinking, okay, these people are credible. And that matters a lot. In the M&A world, credibility is currency. When you can establish your credibility early on in your presentation, everything you say from that point forward gets taken more seriously. One of the biggest things buyers care about is whether the story matches the data, whether the story is consistent, whether the growth makes sense, whether the operational decisions connect logically to the financial outcomes. And being credible gives all of these things a big boost in the eyes of a buyer. That's the game. And honestly, this is where a lot of business owners get blindsided, because they think valuation is mostly about the numbers. It's not. The numbers matter enormously, but how seriously buyers take your numbers matters too. That's why two companies with similar EBITDA can receive very different offers. Okay, moving on to a simple technique to make your presentation more persuasive. Most seller decks use neutral slide titles, things like recent financial performance, growth opportunities, customer overview. I see these all the time. Very common. Very boring, very forgettable. But what we prefer to do is make the slide title itself communicate an assertion, and then we back it up with evidence. So instead of recent financial performance, you might say something along the lines of, financial results show our strategy is working. So you're starting out with a conclusion, and now the buyer's brain immediately starts asking, okay, why? And then you give them the data that answers that question. That's persuasive communication without feeling manipulative, because you're not forcing the buyer to connect the dots themselves. You're telling a story and helping frame the data for them in a logical way. For example, on the slide titled, Financial Results Show Our Strategy is Working, you might say, during this time period, we started doing X, Y, and Z are the reasons why revenue is growing like it is. That's a narrative. Now the financials don't feel random. They tell a story the buyer can believe. And that tends to lead to better valuations. Why? Because buyers pay premiums for predictability. This is another major misunderstanding. Owners often think buyers are purchasing historical results. Not at all. They're buying future cash flow. Historical performance is simply evidence used to predict the future. That's why the story matters so much. You're helping buyers believe the future is believable, and that's much more persuasive than hype. What's more, this flips the dynamics of the deal process upside down. Because if you do this correctly, something changes psychologically during the process. Because initially, buyers are evaluating whether they even want to stay engaged. They're looking for reasons to move on. And remember, they have options, lots of them. 80% of businesses that go on the market never get sold. But once you lead your pitch with logic rather than emotion, once you're open about the flaws rather than trying to hide them, once you build a believable narrative around your numbers, the buyer's mindset changes. Then it stops being you chasing after the buyer and it becomes the buyer chasing you and competing with others to be the one to win your deal. That's the shift you want. That's when your leverage improves. That's when the deal terms improve. That's when you get to dictate terms rather than being dictated to. And honestly, this is why I believe pre-sale preparation matters so much. Because most businesses aren't necessarily bad businesses. They're just not packaged in a way buyers can confidently get behind. And that's the disconnect we help solve in my program for business owners, Pre-Sale Prep. So if you're planning to sell in the next few years and you want help crafting your story, building the right narrative with your financials, and exiting for a premium valuation, schedule a no-cost call using the link below this video. Because the businesses that prepare early usually have more options, more leverage, and far fewer unpleasant surprises when the process gets real. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.